Welcome back to Stranded Deep. If you've been following the uploads but haven't been following the streams, a couple things we've done since Part 4, which has just been uploaded, has actually happened. We've made perhaps the worst hobo shack of all time. But it is nice and boxy. There's a little watchtower. We've got a lantern up there, which we found while we were exploring, using our new motorboat, which we managed to build in Part 5, which will be going up next week. As of this stream. Not as of the upload. When this goes up, of course. Also built a smoker. Used that to smoke some meat. There's a reason I did that. Because, notice anything wrong with this picture? Here, I'll help. That's my fucking life raft, where I was keeping all my emergency reserves of coconuts. I don't know what the hell happened. Just yesterday, I loaded in the game to go grab some more wood. Because we used up all of our reserves building this. And then, in the process of doing that, I discovered my life raft had just up and disappeared. It had flown away, flung all my coconuts to God knows where. I found one in the water, and one for some reason up on the roof. So I had to go and also collect a bunch of more coconuts. So there's that. And a bunch more wood. Picked up the corrugated scrap that from one island we got to. And this tarp. Moved some stuff out of the way. Moved the bandage into another room. And the antibiotics. Once again, our stingray has disappeared. So I guess we're just never going to be able to hang on to a stingray. Yeah, it's like a shanty apartment. I suppose so. Doing okay for stats. So instead of just keeping everything under the house, I've just stuffed it in here, including the coconuts, which I don't think this house is going to lift up off of the ground, fling itself into the ocean and take the coconuts with it. So hopefully we'll be okay there. But in the meantime, we have a goal. Of all the things that we've killed, we have yet to kill a shark. And I tried using some crude spears on one earlier. Didn't quite work out. In fact, he broke the game to guarantee that it wouldn't work out. So instead we're going to continue our quest to explore all the islands around us. I've sort of been able to figure out where the last couple islands I went to were. They're off in that direction, which I believe is southwest. And then further south is another island we haven't been to. I'm hoping that we'll be able to find an air tank there. If we can find an air tank, we can combine it with the duct tape, a stick, and some leather, which I also got. I killed another boar, so use the hide to make some leather. Then we can bring that back here and turn that into a spear gun, which should make killing sharks much easier. Do not try this at home. So even from a distance, you can sort of see the borders of everything that we've discovered. And if I didn't have my compass with me, getting back would probably be difficult. So if you look further out there, it sort of feels like we're in a box. Like this is just some weird VR training program. One of my favorite things is looking down in the water. Sometimes the fish seem to follow you. Like, literally, they're loading along with you. And it looks kind of funny. Like there's some lag time on it. Got another big island. That's usually where the shipwrecks are, so maybe we'll get lucky. Fought a shark isn't the word I would use. I got dragged into the ocean by one from land. And I managed to escape it, luckily. I had a bandage with me. And he nipped off all but one of my health. I thought that was a shark. It was just a rock. You go over there. Actually, that works. This one does not have a toolbox. I've got water. I've got full buckets. so I'm not concerned. You notice we did eventually run out of our refined axe. In fact, I made a second one with the other piece of the boar's hide, but even that one wore off. They do not last very long. Oh, I'm hoping this one goes flying as well. Any palm tree that's growing out of a rock is not going to detach properly. That did pretty well, yeah. And some more corrugated scrap. Having those just in case we want to expand our hut of hell. I'll bring a few more twigs, because I think I only have 108, son of a bitch, 108 twigs that I brought. Which is decent real estate as it is, but it can always be better. And we can kill another boar. Luckily, they're not too smart. I hope this one doesn't run into the water. Oh, he's got good reflexes, though. This is something that tends to happen, I've noticed. There is a good chance the boar's just going to start running into a circle. Yeah, that's more what I expected. Ooh, right in the head. Oh, I think that one broke. He's escaping. Ooh, right in the ass. This seems slightly unfair. Wait a minute. I think it just... It looks like there was some wrapping on the spear, and I thought, I didn't use anything like that. Where'd it come from? Wow, that got some distance. I feel like a cat just playing with his food. Boars of nature! At least it won't be hard to find the boar. He's got those sticking out of him. Oh, I think it broke. And he's down. Do need to build a knife, though. So I'm just gonna drag him along with me in the meantime. Funny that you use the same stone tools to make both knives and axes, but they can't do the same thing. But of course, one thing's slightly annoying. I can't skin anything if my inventory's full. I think the coconut's running away from me. Blah.
Oh, it's disgusting.
I didn't even hear that one.
Oh, gross.
Boing. Well, if anything, we're good for those. So continuing what we were doing. Gonna try to find as many shipwrecks as we can, because those are the only places you can find air tanks. And since this is the only one that we can find on this island at all, then I'm gonna call this one a bust. Is that another... Oh, that's the motor. Wow, that's weird. Yeah, the game apparently gives you a backpack. If you can look on your shadow. I'm just a twig man, so I don't know where the backpack is supposed to be. Maybe it's in my legs. And our home should be north. I was slightly dumb. Yesterday when I was prepping for today's stream and going and getting the coconuts and the sticks, I forgot I had the compass with me the whole time. So I just kept getting lost. Whoa! One thing, you are definitely more... Oh, hello. You're definitely more susceptible to the waves on the motorboat than the raft. One thing that might disappoint you all, I did go back to the label maker, but my inventory was full. So I tried heading back with the label maker sitting on my raft, right near the end, the raft flipped over. So we lost it forever. To clarify, it's not a big loss. In a previous game I found the label maker. You can't use it for anything. You know, I think you can build a dock of sorts. You can set down foundation near the water, I think. If anything, we can test that out if you want. The thing about building a dock, though, if I were to do that, let's actually see if we can. I pull the raft up onto land and move it around anyway, so that, like, there's no one centralized position I would want it at. But let's see if we can actually build one. Just to say we did. Yes, you can. Can't build it up too high or too far away. I don't want to use the plank for that. That'd be a slight waste. There we go. And we are actually heading off in that direction, thinking about it. So maybe it wasn't a bad idea. I do not think you could build a bridge to another island. Because if you notice, the foundation that I used, it does have to reach into the ground, and it can't reach down too far. I think it can reach pretty high, but not far enough to do that. And if you were to try to do it with a floor, the floors break if there's not anything to hold them up, like a wall or a foundation. Yeah, plus, it would take way too much wood to do that. There wouldn't be anything useful over there, but there will be over here. If it's an island we haven't been to yet. Nope, once you've built a motor, that's what you're left with. You can't improve it in any way. You can't make a refined motorboat. Though it feels like, with how you're able to refine most anything else, you should be able to. Again, nothing. Why do you do this to me? I have one purpose in this world. And it is to find an air tank. Oh, is this the island with the weird-ass... Yep, Jowl Rock. I feel like that island is Hobo Stove Island. I said that I would upgrade my map. Update my map. But I didn't bother. Because most of the islands didn't have anything worth it on them. I'm discovering very quickly these islands are extremely samey. I don't see any islands that way, so let's head up in that direction. With how flat the color gets, I'm assuming there's more fog. You see that way, you can see pretty far, so I'm sure that's the deep sea. And I feel like that's Hobo Stove Island. Or Island of Standing Driftwood. No, there is an island there. Uh-oh. Very uh-oh. That was probably the easiest I've ever flipped over this raft. I've had it flip over on me a couple times. Particularly out in the ocean. Yeah, this is something that Jim Sterling did a Jimquisition on. How games are, right now, so focused on having huge open worlds, but they never put anything in them. And this definitely feels like a casualty of that mentality. Yeah, that would rule. Find a T-Rex, stab him in the eye, and then following Ni no Kuni rules, he suddenly thinks I'm awesome and now he's my friend. I think that's home. Oh, and good thing I've seen it, because once it starts raining and fogs up, you cannot see anything. Look, that's what I'm talking about. See, the fish seem to be following me. And now they're working. Some weird kind of lag. And let's at least pick another direction and just keep heading that way. Let's head somewhere different. Let's head west. Actually, didn't we head west previously? Let's do north then. So we'll continue north past this island, and if we come across the deep sea again, then maybe that will confirm that there is something of a square grid. That was a shark. I saw the fin poking up. One of these sharks is not actively aggressive. I think there are tigers and great whites. Those are aggressive. There's one more that isn't, I think. At least according to the wiki. Yeah, the game needs a lot of things. And we are coming across the edge of the world. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head... This is north, so we're going to head east. And just sort of follow the edge along until we come across something new. The whale shouldn't be aggressive. I think you could swim right up to it and it's just like, alright. I think that's another smallie, but let's get close and dock and check our vitals anyway. I think it's more like a 4x4 grid. One thing I didn't point out when we were on the home base, I went ahead and got rid of all the other small palm trees. Because they serve no purpose. They're not making any new coconuts. I'm trying to look around. Like, once again, I'm seeing islands which are actually just smudges on my screen. I really need to clean this monitor. I was wondering that too, Sinistar. I was just thinking, once we got to that island, I wonder if I have lice by now. I wonder how many tapeworms I've got too. That looks familiar. Moving onward. I like how the fog of discovery has become comforting now. Just because I've seen most everything. I don't even know if it's actually called the fog of discovery. That's just my own term for it. And I'm sticking with it, damn it. It'd be amazing if I did this entire stream, finally found an air tank, made a spear gun, had some fun, and then on an island, bam, mind flare. There's a stingray. That was Antonio 1. Gonzalez abandoned us. Antonio 2 abandoned us. I say fuck having the stingrays as our mascot. Because they clearly don't want the job. We strolled to the edge of the world, and I'm gonna stop talking. There's one game to this that's very similar to this. That's also on Steam called Salt. I think it's also an early access game. You're on islands, you travel between them to collect materials, whatever, you build stuff, but you are able to build bigger rafts, eventually boats and ships. There's plenty of good ideas out there in the world, and these guys just haven't taken advantage of many of them. Despite being in development for 2 years. Early access for 2 years at the very least. So they haven't even finished. We got a dead boat over here. Feeling hopeful. Oh, trying not to crash. I crashed, but I'm okay. Beep, beep. Splash. Back it up facing that way, because I saw more fog that way. So I'll know where to go. I can't grab it by the motor, I gotta grab it by the raft itself. Which is strange. Another fuel tank. Kind of the opposite of what I need. A machete. Here's what I was talking about. 100% durability, but not nearly as strong as our axes. So remember, it takes 10 for a regular axe to take it out. I think the machetes take 11. But they last much longer. So yeah, taking out one tree and a coconut. And it still had a lot of durability. But I don't care for it as much. Tire pile. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to be able to bring that with me. There's more duct tape. And a bucket of seawater. Gotta be careful I don't run out of air here. Wonder if I can see it through the window. That's actually not gonna help. Locker, compass, and cloth. Another label maker, for fuck's sake. That is definitely fog. Alright, moving that way. This, I believe, is northwest or northeast. It's stretching wide. And I imagine this will be the last island we can discover. So if we can't find an air tank here, we are boned. We're just gonna have to suit up and take out a shark the hard way. Oh no, I think there's fog on the other way. And that's another tiny island, so there's not gonna be a shipwreck there. So maybe if we're lucky. Which I don't think we are. Riding the motorboat at night is a very creepy experience. That looks like a mountain. I'm sure that's a cloud, but that looks weird as fuck. Big island, really big island. And some boats. Hope rising again. Like bile. Yeah, I'm guessing we're in the Bermuda Triangle or something. There is ground here, it's just very hard to tell. Can't reach it from there. Ooh, careful, shark. Somewhere. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna jump onto land, build me a shelter, so that I can save. Oh, for a second I was wondering why the lighting was so weird. It's because there's a ship in the wall. Well done, randomizer. Carburetor. I did see a toolbox. Briefly. Might have been wrong. It might not let me because it's in the wall. Alright, now, where were we? After saving. And more buoy balls. What if I can get up from here? There's no invisible walls. Ooh, this is something new. Ooh, to be, There's nothing up here, of course, but it's kind of cool. There's lots of grass for being on a rock. Man, this island just does not like lighting. I feel like just, like maybe something in the world gen just went wrong and now everything looks bad. There's the toolbox. That's a torch. I kind of need to replace the torch that I threw away, so I'm actually going to take that. Because I didn't anticipate that it would look so good, the thing that I found up in the lighthouse. There's no way I can get anything in there. Maybe they knew something like that would happen, and that's why they gave me all these other shipwrecks. Guess I need to swim up from here. Ooh, getting stuck on everything. Oh, sardine. No toolbox. No way to get in, either. Engine. Another engine. Another lantern, and a carburetor. And a bandage. Everything about this is disappointing. I'll take the extra lantern at least. Double my light powers. But there is one more shipwreck. Feel like this is our last hope. Another carburetor. And another engine. Bucket and flare gun. Did they just take out air tanks? What do you want to bet? Anything in the wall here is actually where the air tank went. I can't open up console commands. If only there was a way I could no-clip through there and actually check. I can't see anything out south. So we're gonna head that way. Hopefully we're not... Oh, no. Hopefully we're not at the edge. The southern edge of the map. I was hearing gurgling. I think, oh, is that another shark? And then I see something out of the mouth. It's just a stingray. What is happening here? That stingray is seriously teasing me. All right, I'm just going to drag it onto land. Hello, shark. Everything about that went wrong. Yeah, guys, I think we've discovered eternity. The ocean singularity.